Good morning. It's morning here in Glasgow, Scotland, United Kingdom. And welcome back to Hadassah's Discernment. Remember, we are looking at that topic, walking ourselves out of financial debt. And we looked at three principles the last time we met. First, we are freezing unnecessary spending. We are freezing unnecessary spending. For example, we are not buying the extra clothing, the extra trousers, the entertainment. We are freezing on those things. The other thing is we are looking and we're observing what our parents have done, our parents and our grandparents on both maternal and paternal sides. And we are going to we can be observing if they are still alive, if you're younger than I am, or you can observe or reflect on what were those strengths that your parents and grandparents applied to their lives, those financial strengths. Like, for example, if your dad or your mom liked entertainment and they liked entertainment, so they spent money on in the entertainment, but they also were very thrifty. They put aside a portion, even if it's 2% of their salary monthly, but they also spend another 2% on entertainment. We are not going to adapt the entertainment part, we're going to adapt the part where they spend 2% on savings. So we are looking at the financial strength of our parents and our grandparents, and we are the integral part. We're going to adapt those to our lives. Then we talk about giving, where we're going to look at all that we have, all our stuff, so many. We're going to look at them and we're going to put them into three categories. We'll have the ones, the things that we need, the things that we need, the things that we want, we negotiate with those things that we want. And then the things that we are going to give away, we're going to give away. Giving is an integral part in walking ourselves out of financial debt. Giving will be a very integral part. Now, it is important to understand when you have achieved a position in your life where you have accumulated 3 to 6 months financial reserves, your expenditures for 3 to 6 months, your monthly expenditures, financial expenditures. When you have accumulated that 3 to 6 months and you have that reserved in your bank, you will have a different approach to life. You will realize that all those extra spending, they're a waste of time. You can see where you can have that money. It gives you some amount of financial security and it helps your credit where you can look at things where you'll be able to achieve, you can able to attain, you can probably look at buying or purchasing your own property. All right, because most times in that situation your credit score will be able to give you the loan that you need to purchase your own property. And then in going to purchase your own property, we'll come to that as we go ahead. There are certain things that you should understand. So we are walking ourselves out of financial debt for 2026. We are we are freezing unnecessary spending. We are looking at the strengths of our parents and our grandparents, both on our maternal and paternal sides. And then we are decluttering our lives. We're keeping the things that we need, negotiating with the things that we want, and then we are giving away those extra things. We want to declutter physically and mentally. We are going to save out of the money every month that remains after our liabilities are deducted from our monthly income. The goal or the ideal is 10%. Some persons may not be able to afford 10%. So they may do five, they may be two, they may be one. The objective is we are saving after our liabilities are deducted. We are saving 10% on a monthly basis. We are not going to trouble that money, only in a dying emergency, because it will make no sense. You will just be going back to square one. You have to be determined to walk yourselves out of financial debt. So your determination begins with your discipline in refusing to buy unnecessary clothing and spend on entertainment, your discipline in whatever is left after your liabilities are deducted from your monthly income to save a percentage of that faithfully. Then, after 3 months, we are going to look to see how much we have saved in those 3 months. What we will do if we save, just an example, £200 sterling, we will take a percentage that is up to you. Everyone know their own situation, and you will put it towards that debt that cause you not to sleep, that takes a lot of your income. We're going to put it towards that to reduce the amount of interest and to reduce the amount of payments that you'll have to pay. And we're going to keep another, the remaining of that percent. For me, I will put 10% of what I saved towards that, towards debt, in paying off debt, and I'll save the other 90%. And I will do that every quarter, every quarter. Because remember, you're still paying on a monthly basis. You're still paying on a monthly basis. So I'll do that every quarter with the expectation, and the aim is either paying off one debt or one loan, or bringing it down substantially within that 1 year and accumulating 3 to 6 months of monthly expenses. Have that reserved in our bank accounts. When you have achieved that, you will realize that walking yourself out of financial debt can be done by anyone. We just need to have the discipline and the determination. We will be tempted. Your friend is going to come and tell you the sofa is 90% off, and it is at its lowest, and it is one of the best, but you don't need it. Let it pass. You will be tempted. You may have an emergency. I did not cater for purchasing of another phone, a new phone, but my screen got cracked. So I had to add that on my monthly expenses. All right, so things may come up, but you add that to your liability. And then after your liabilities are deducted from your income, whatever you have left, we try to save that 10, and the 90% will go into your regular things that you will need to do, into your wants, into your needs, sorry, into the things that you need to do. You need to, you know, to do. So, walking ourselves out of financial debt, it has a lot to do with our family that we came from, the influences that we were surrounded by, and the community that we were raised in. Because we would have seen Jane, excuse me, we would have seen Jane across the road. She always goes every year. She goes on her holidays, and she always have like a beautiful sofa. She changes her sofa quite regularly, and she has a, her house is beautiful and her life is beautiful. But you don't have a clue. I'm not saying that Jane necessarily is in debt, but we don't have a clue how she is affording that kind of lifestyle. And we need not to look at those things and get ourselves involved and start to compete. I like nice things, and I purchase things that are durable, which may cost a little bit more, but I try not to compete with others. I tell myself, I am who I am, and this is my style, and this is who I am, right? But the temptation is always there. But I think by now I have reached a stage where that don't necessarily affect me. I may be influenced, influenced positively by how some persons will conduct themselves financially, and I will try to adapt some of those principles to my life. But I don't think I will try to compete because I am running my own race, and that is what we need to do. You look yourself in the mirror and you say, listen, I am Gail, and this is my life, and this is what I want to achieve for my life. And I am going to be laser focused in achieving, and I'm going to gain all the information that are necessary. But I'm not going to be looking at Jane. You understand? Jane, she's running her race also. So you have to be determined. In my native country, Guyana, South America, in the Creoles, they say you gotta be determined. They don't say you have to, they say you gotta be determined. You gotta put your mind to it. I am going to walk myself out of financial debt in 2026, or it's going to be the beginning. But I am not going to treat finances the way I have treated it in the past. I am going to use it to bring me out of debt and to elevate my financial life. As I said before, I am biblically inclined, so all my principles and everything stems from the Word, the Holy Scriptures. And I would like to read, I am reading Psalm 24:1, and this is how I view the world. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. The earth is the Lord, so it doesn't matter where you are. You can achieve. It is God's earth. All right? You can achieve certain things, but you have to be determined. And it benefits you if you have persons who are like-minded, who thinks the same way like you, because they'll be able to rub off some good, stuff on you, and you will, open your give you some ideas and open your understanding. But if you are walking yourselves out of financial debt and you associate with persons who are sinking themselves deeper into financial debt, you have a conflict. All right? you have conflict. So, as we continue on a monthly basis, we are going to freeze those unnecessary spending. And I've given examples. We are after our liabilities are deducted. We from the money that is left, we are saving 10% of that money. The 9% goes to whatever the things that are necessary. And then we are decluttering our lives and our mind. We having three putting things at our possession into three categories. One, the things that we need, we're gonna keep. Things that we want, we are gonna negotiate. The things that are extra, we're giving them away, making space, giving them away. All right. So this is the month of January. We have this. We're starting this month. What you can do if you have your diary, you can write 2026, write the months of the year, January to December. And at the end, when you've done your savings, you take January. And then you take February next month. And then we take March. And then in March, we're going to come and we're going to do an analysis. We'll do an analysis. We will take what we have saved, we will take a percentage. I don't want to say how much. I would, for me, I will take 10 out of what was saved and I'll put it towards the main debt. I'll put it towards the main debt that is causing me not to, that is affecting my credit score and causing me not to obtain a loan or, a loan to purchase a house or to do to purchase a renting property, whatever, something that is considered an asset. All right, I will do that. Some persons may be able to put more than 10%, more less than 10%. I think that will be up to you, but it will show you that you can do it. Then we'll repeat that then all the 3 months, and then the other 3 months, and then the other 3 months, and then we'll look back in at 2026 and see where we have come and what we can do. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Now, you can go on and apply these principles all the time to major financial decisions in your life, and you will see the rewards. So, until we meet again, remember 2026, we are walking ourselves out of financial debt. Thank you.